Welcome to TACT Talks, where real foster carers share their real stories. I'm Chloe, and in every episode we sit down with the people at the heart of fostering to hear about their journeys, the moments that challenged them and the ones that changed them. In today's episode, This is Fostering, we're joined by Gemma, who's been fostering alongside her husband Jeremy since 2014, Karen and Nigel, who have been fostering since 2012, and Mark, who's been fostering with his wife Fiona for over 25 years. So, if you've ever thought, maybe I could do that, their stories might just be the ones to answer that question for you. Gemma, Karen and Nigel, Mark, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, this is fostering. What made you first think about fostering?
Well, fostering, I think, when you see your children growing up, moving on in life, and you just feel an emptiness in the home, as we did.
Our home was really quiet.
Yeah.
So we needed something.
And we used to noise and busyness, and and they left home, and it was just we was bored, weren't we?
Yeah. So we needed something else in our life.
Yeah,
and then we turned to fostering, and also my brother fosters as well for another agency, and he recommended doing it.
Yeah.
So, and then we looked at different things. TACT.
We was part of the
TACT
fostering journey as well, because we'd go out with Nigel's brother and his wife and their children. While we weren't fostering.
Yeah.
So we
We
had
researched it,
first-hand, we could see what it brought to them, really.
Yeah.
And that's why we decided to do it then.
That's
But we researched it obviously online, and we seen TACT, and we went straight for TACT then.
Yeah.
Because other people were recommending TACT, so
Okay.
we went with TACT. That's why we went
Yeah.
with TACT.
Was there anything in particular that drew you to TACT?
Just recommendations, and listening to other foster carers and their experiences with other councils.
Yeah.
A lot of people were saying that TACT were there for the support, and they have been there for the support. So that's.
So that was true then.
Yeah.
Amazing, thank you. What were you most nervous about before your first child came to live with you?
Oh, I think it was a nervous experience.
Yeah.
It's probably worse for the child, but it was nervous for us.
To see that child's face coming in, you never forget that, do you?
No, and there's lots of apprehensions, isn't there? Because you were giving your home to somebody else as well.
Yeah.
But the moment they walk through the door, it feels like the most natural thing, and it feels as if they've always been there as well.
You can't imagine how that child is feeling, though, Jem.
It's hard, because they are the ones that's been taken away from absolutely everything that they know.
Yeah.
Especially if they've just come straight into care from the parents or grandparents to us.
I think it's that huge responsibility, is it? That feeling of, I'm actually looking after somebody else's child. Like, that can't be...
Massive.
It can't be underestimated.
Massive.
Yeah.
When we first considered fostering, the job I did in the local authority was paying foster carers. So when we first talked about it, I'd been to an event with the foster carers that I was paying basically for the local authority. And just the hour I was with them, it gives you a sense of the type of people that they were. And I thought, I can be that type of person. So I came home, spoke to Fiona about it, and we thought, okay, our children were 14 and 16 at the time. So we thought we'd consider it. And then we moved from there then. I went in and spoke to my director, and I said, we're considering doing this. And basically, he said, you can't foster for the local authority because you pay foster carers. So you would be paying yourself. Okay. So when we looked outside the local authority and we looked at fostering agencies, TACT were obviously based locally. And that's when we started, and that's when we started talking about it. So our journey was slightly different to a lot of other people's in that it wasn't a recommendation, it wasn't from other people, it wasn't from any experience that we'd had with any children in foster care. It was down to the fact that I met a bunch of foster carers through my job, and I saw the type of people that were there, and it was almost inspiring. It was an inspiration to see those people and what they were doing.
Lots of people have myths about fostering and think, foster carers are incredible people and the things that you do and the care you provide is incredible. But at the very start, we're looking for ordinary people aren't we? Ordinary people doing extraordinary things. And I think what you're saying there, Mark, kind of leans into that, doesn't it? That kind of seeing normal people, ordinary people, but doing this amazing thing.
Jeremy pushed us forward. I was a health visitor assistant, so I used to run baby clinics. So I used to see children who were in care coming in with their foster carers, and it was lovely to see them thrive in foster care. But Jeremy was a carpenter, and he used to do work in a home where they were foster parents, and he used to keep on, they're amazing people, and the children there, they're lovely, and I think we should go for it. And I was really dubious. I don't think it's for us. Because we haven't got our own birth children. I don't think it's for us. I don't think it's for us. And then he was like, no, I really want to do it. So he kind of pushed us, and that was off the back of meeting, a family and going in and out daily, doing work there for them. And, they were saying, he was asking them questions, and they were saying, yes, this is what. So, and at the time, TACT had an office in Nice, and they had big banners outside, didn't they? Big banners outside. Yeah. And you'd have to stop at traffic lights and face the buildings in. And he always said, look there, let's try there, let's try there. And that's how it came about for us.
That's exactly the same. We used to drive to Nice every week. And then there was this banner in front of you. And after we talked, I thought, And so one day then I actually went around, found the way into the building, went in and just spoke to somebody there and said, can you give me some information? And they gave me information, and then we went in to have a chat with people, and I had a chat with people, and after that then it was done and dusted.
Going back to those kind of early weeks when your first child came to live with you, what surprised you most in those early few weeks?
The 2 boys that came to us came from Bath. So they not only did they come to foster carers, but they had to come along from England into Wales. We'd been and done a couple of introductory visits, and they'd gone really, really well. And on the day we drove up to pick them up, it was really nervous for us, because this was going to be the time we brought them back with us. And we thought, this is now forever. This isn't a temporary thing. This is forever. So we went up, and I say we put all the stuff in the car and whatever. And the 2 boys sat down. They were 5 and 6 at the time, and they sat in the back of the car, and we talked all the way home and whatever. And we'd done their bedroom out, bright yellow, and they had bunk beds in there, and the room had all been done. But you still didn't know how they were going to react to that. And I think that initial reaction, Karen, you mentioned about their face, and they arrived at the house, and they'd never been to our house before, obviously. Came, looked at the house, said, it's a very nice house. Yes, very nice. Took them inside. They'd already met my 2 children anyway. But then, obviously, when they went into their bedroom, the smile on their faces that we'd made that effort, and we had a little booklet of photographs to show everything. And it was, and we were almost in tears. They come into a new home. They didn't know anybody. And you think, how resilient are they to be able to manage that? They adapted very, very quickly.
Coming from Llandod, and it's like you said, changing schools, changing all their friends, and they got out of the car and they came to us when it looked like a milky bucket. And they just adapted. It's like that. We showed them, like you said, exactly the same situation.
It's like as if they've been there.
As if they've been there years. Within 2 weeks, they've never been from us.
They say, can I have a drink? Yeah, go and help yourself. And then you have to remember, they don't know where anything is. So, yes, let me show you now. And it did take a while to adjust for them and for us. But it is the most natural thing ever. It's hard to explain. It is really hard to explain.
Until you foster, you don't realise how adaptable it is to ourselves.
What keeps you going?
Just the fun about it. Sometimes, it could be lots of fun. The activities you do, and
TACT provides them activities for the children. They do a yearly residential at Llangrannog. So it alternates between the younger children 1 year, the older children the following year. So they go, I think it's for a week, is it?
A couple of days they go for,
they go for a couple of
Christmas
days.
parties they do, Jem?
We have Christmas parties. We sometimes get offered tickets for various events. I've just had 4 tickets for the Wales versus Italy game.
Oh wow, in the stadium.
Yeah, TACT had some tickets, so they put them out for the carers. We do a fun day in Llangrannog where all the families go and it's just for the day. and lunch is provided and all the activities for the children. So it's good for the children because if they're thinking of going to Llangrannog the following year, they get to see a little taster of all the activities and things.
The support groups.
We have a support group.
We enjoy them, don't we?
enjoy
We like
them,
having support groups for the carers. That's, we have a bit of lunch and we just generally chit-chat about the day-to-day things, what's going on in there.
But it helps, doesn't it?
It certainly helps to talk to other carers
Who understand, who get
who
it.
understand what you were talking about, because they're going through the same type of thing as you were going through at the moment, and particularly where carers have had the children that you've had as well. That really makes a big difference. The child that came to us was previously with Nigel and Karen, so we had a good understanding, we have a good chat, we talk regularly about that almost on a weekly basis. Since he's moved on now to residential, again, we still talk about it. It's still something that's a part of conversations that we have. And the support groups, you meet other carers as well who've got other children. Otherwise, you wouldn't see the people week in, week out.
It's nice to offload though, Mark.
It's an opportunity to offload as well.
And we learn strategies of each other and, how to cope.
That's a big part of us.
Yeah, like Karen, you very often ring me up for a chat, wouldn't you? And vice versa, just to say, I've had a really rubbish day.
Yeah.
Would you have done this? Would you do that? And things. It is helpful,
It's nice to have somebody else's opinion, isn't it,
Yeah, and sometimes by talking to a fellow foster carer, rather than going to a social worker, you feel non-judgmental, there's the non-judgmental side of it. When you speak to other carers. But then you supervising social worker is good as well to offload to. And as we said previously, they become sort of a part of your family, really, because you bear all.
Yeah.
We went to Alton Towers, didn't we?
Yeah, we went to
Alton
Towers for the weekend with Mark and Fiona.
We took all the boys, the three brothers. And we had a really good time. It was really good. We had a really good laugh. But it was a chance for the boys to have the time. Because with Contact, they have 2 hours. And we go bowling or we go somewhere like that and whatever. This was them spending a couple of days together. And it was a good opportunity for them and not to get to know each other, because they've known each other obviously since they've been born, but it was a good opportunity for them to socialise together for longer than a short period of time. And they had a great time. We'd be walking around Alton Towers. They'd be walking as a group in front, and all the carers would be walking behind. And you were always trying to ear wig and listen, or what they're talking about, or whatever, which was really good.
But in a theme park, you're like a big kid yourself now.
Yes.
We went on all the rides with them.
Yes. Yeah. We did. We had a really good week.
Shook me to death.
Me and Fiona held the bags and you two went on the rides with the kids.
We were on the rides, they were the bag ladies, yes. Yeah.
We were dragged around the park.
What other kind of support does TACT provide you to help keep you going?
TPC. You can have one-to-one sessions with the TPC coordinator, and you can just offload, and then she'll help you to, if you're having a particular issue with the child, she'll discuss the behaviour with you and how to, strategies to try and help that behaviour and eliminate the behaviour. So you can have that, and I think it's like 3 sessions. You can have the TPC. There's also a menopause service for ladies of a certain age that you can get advice from.
Okay, that foster carers can access as well.
Foster carers access. There's also a medical. It's like an online GP, I think. I haven't used it personally. Have anybody else?
No.
But there is like an online GP that we can contact for ourselves, not for the children, but for ourselves. The education service, as we said. There's also the children's school nursing team.
Right.
I'm not sure if they're called the sort of medical team rather than they can help to write supporting letters to get children referred to services that they need. The EAPS, which you'll have to say the full name, Chloe.
I always get my tongue-tied on this. So it's engagement and activity practitioner.
Yeah, they will come out and take the children sometimes to do activities with them and things. Can anybody else think of any services that...
No, I think we've covered it all, I think.
Yeah. But you could just ring them up.
There is a lot of support.
Yeah, you could just ring them up and, there's always somebody to talk to, even if it's duty. Yeah. There's always a support there on the other end of the phone.
Duty's 24 hours, whereas with other local authorities or agencies, they only run up till 9 at night. We've got 24 hours on call. Mike, the area manager, is very approachable, and so is Jenny, the deputy. So if you're not happy with something, you can always give them a ring too.
It is a good team. They have got a good team.
Yeah, and the admin girls are great.
Oh, yeah.
They very often can answer any question.
They probably answer most questions.
Yeah.
The admin girls, they mark.
But again, it's important. You build up a good working relationship with your link worker. You also build up the same relationship with a social worker for the child as well.
Yeah.
And it's almost your role is becoming a professional. You are a professional carer because you're dealing with professionals at their level. And that's what you have to be. And in a way, you have to switch off from being a mum and dad to switch to being a professional carer. And you know, you can do that, but it means that you're dealing on two different levels, with the child at one level, but then the professionals, the link workers and the social workers at a different level. And it's important you maintain those links for the child's benefit, obviously.
Yeah. And you've all fostered only ever for TACT, but you've got kind of people in your networks who foster for other fostering services. You've got your kind of professional experience. You might be caring for children who have got siblings that are not with TACT carers or with another fostering service. What do you see as the difference or the benefit of fostering for TACT or with TACT?
The support, isn't it?
The
support.
You listen to other carers. My brother's a carer who's with the council. Karen's sister,
she's a
foster carer
as well.
with a different county, and you listen to them and you're thinking, oh my God, I'm glad I TACT.
They don't get I don't feel they get the support like we do.
And I think what you've kind of talked about in terms of the support that TACT offer, I think a lot of that is probably linked to the fact that we're a charity, and that we've always been a charity. So TACT is actually the UK's longest standing dedicated fostering charity, and we've been going for over 30 years. So we've always believed that all of the kind of any sort of surplus should be reinvested back into services, and that's how we fund TACT Education Service, TACT Connect, our engagement and activity practitioners, our
There's also the discretionary fund, isn't there, that TACT provide. So the discretionary fund is given to each area manager, and it's there to support carers. So if a carer's white goods breaks down, you can apply through your supervising social worker to have some financial support to replace things, because things often break. And if you need your car for school runs and you've just had a hefty sort of garage bill and things, you can apply for the discretionary fund for some support, financial support for that. And each area gets an allowance. I don't know how well it is used at the moment, but it needs to
I've used it on one occasion. We had an accident in my car and the car was written off, so I had to hire a car for a short period of time. And in fairness, Jan spoke to Mike and they said, we'll give you money from the discretionary fund towards the hiring of a car, because the accident wasn't my fault. I had no control over it. So they were able to cover me. I had a week's worth of the rental car cost covered for me, which was really, really good. Really appreciated that as well.
And we get the support with the council tax payments, because I know that Andy Elvin is lobbying hard to get free council tax for carers, because that's something that would benefit us greatly. So I know he's been working very hard behind the scenes to get that. But in the meantime, we get support from TACT towards our council tax. Holiday allowance. Other agencies don't get that.
Christmas allowance,
birthday allowance. They're all contributing factors to why TACT probably is the charity, because it's investing all back in by giving us that support then with the financial.
Because I think it's not just the financial element of having that financial support, it's the stress that takes away, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
You know, life comes at you thick and fast, and you've got mortgages, bills, rent to pay. I think it's that kind of to support carers to take some of that stress off, because we know that if you're stressed because you've had a car crash and you've got to hire a car, you know, that's going to impact the child in your care, isn't it? So it's about trying to, you know, take some of that stress off out.
And I think certainly my supervising social worker and the area manager had an understanding of the situation straight away. You didn't have to go into any great detail. I said, this is the situation. And there was no argument. It was done and dusted within literally days. The decisions were made very quickly, which I was very appreciative of.
And this is something I've noticed. I'm quite new to TACT. I've only been with TACT since January last year. We're very reactive, we're very responsive. So something happens, like you say, your area manager has got that understanding of your unique situation and a decision is made and the funds are with you. I've really, really valued that kind of everybody who works for TACT, whether it's the CEO, your area manager, somebody in admin, somebody in marketing, everybody really understands fostering and what it is that foster carers do. I feel that as a member of staff. I don't know if you do, but I've really valued that. Everybody understands what foster carers do and the needs of our children and the children that you care for. And I think that goes a long way in supporting you, doesn't it, when you feel understood. Thinking back to that day when you made the first phone call or you first went into the office and approached the team, if you could go back and speak to yourself on that day, what would you say?
You've done the right thing.
You've done the right thing, absolutely.
That's lovely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do it again.
Yeah.
I'd do it again.
A big thank you to our guests today, Gemma, Karen, Nigel and Mark, for being so honest and so open with us. If their stories have made you curious about what fostering could look like for you, don't sit on it. Visit tactfostering.org.uk or pick up the phone. We'd absolutely love to hear from you. Until next time on TACT Talks.